John Kennedy had always believed that life could flip upside down in a heartbeat, but nothing prepared him for the moment he found himself staring down the barrel of a gun. The evening sun had nearly disappeared, casting long shadows across the empty parking lot as he stood frozen beside his car. One wrong move, he thought, and everything could end right here. It was supposed to be a simple day, a stop for groceries on his way home from a community meeting, but life rarely respected the script. As the wind rustled through the trees and the world stood eerily quiet, John realized he had just stepped into one of the most terrifying moments of his life. And the man pointing a gun at him, the trembling, red-faced officer, looked seconds away from making a mistake he could never take back. 5 minutes later, everything would change. And the entire town would talk about what happened that night. John Kennedy wasn't a man known for anger. He had a calm presence, steady voice, slow drawl, the kind that made people either underestimate him or trust him instantly. That day, he'd spoken to a dozen young volunteers about courage, responsibility, and doing the right thing even when nobody was watching. He always tried to leave people a little better than he found them. As he placed the last grocery bag in his trunk, he heard the screech of tires. A police cruiser swung into the lot so sharply that the front bumper nearly skimmed the sidewalk. John looked up, puzzled, as the door flew open. "Hands where I can see them," the officer shouted. John froze. His heart thumped hard once, then steadied. There was fear in the officer's voice. Real fear. And fear mixed with authority was dangerous. John raised his hand slowly. "Officer. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Don't move." The officer's hand shook as he pointed his weapon. "Back away from the vehicle." John complied, step by careful step, but his eyes studied the officer. Young. Maybe mid-20s. Jaw clench. John exhaled slowly. 5 minutes. That's all it had taken for the world to flip. Daniels looked up, eyes red. "I swear. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just thought I finally had my moment to do something right." John stepped closer, not afraid, not angry. "Just human." "Son," he said softly, "doing something right doesn't come from fear. It comes from clarity. And clarity only comes when you're steady inside yourself." Daniels looked at him, confused and fragile. "You're not a bad man," John continued. "But you need help. And if today taught you something, don't let this moment break you, let it build you." Harris watched silently, surprised by the compassion. John kept going. "I don't want your life ruined. I just want you to learn from this. We all start somewhere. Sometimes we start in the wrong place." Daniels swallowed hard. I'm sorry. I really am." John nodded. "Then start over." The report was filed. The store clerk confirmed John's alibi. The security footage cleared him completely. Daniels was taken in, not dragged, not shamed, but escorted by Harris with a hand on his shoulder. And as the cruiser pulled away, John felt a strange wave of gratitude. Not for what happened, but for what didn't. The world didn't need another tragedy born of fear. It needed moments like this, where someone chose steadiness over anger, clarity over chaos. Later that night, John sat on his porch, sipping sweet tea, replaying the scene in his mind. He thought about fear, how it makes us smaller, weaker, and more dangerous than we intend to be. And he thought about courage, how it doesn't always roar, but sometimes speaks in a calm voice that says, "Let's make this right." What happened that day wasn't a story of a cop gone bad or a citizen mistreated. It was a story of what becomes possible when one person holds on to grace in a moment where everything else falls apart. It was a reminder that 5 minutes can destroy a life. But 5 minutes of compassion ca.